Well, hello, hello. And thank you guys for joining me on A Sister's Trust. Okay, so y'all know I'm totally excited. I got my friend Yolanda Lyles on here today. I've been talking about her for a couple weeks about shopping with Yoli, and we finally got a professional shopper on here. I'm totally excited. She's going to teach us a lot of things that's going on, and she's an awesome person, and she is a shopping professional. Now, we can all take a lot of great tips away from this so that we can have a better adventure on our shopping journey, right? And I know a lot of times we talk about doing things in an orderly fashion, but you know what? We need to let our hair down, have like a little bit of fun, learn something different and different ways to do things. So before we get started, I want to read things because, Yolanda is one of my very, very good close friends, and I'm a part of her life, and we do things together. And so I want to read something for encouragement because she's always encouraging me in different situations. And, that's why we put this channel together to, for women to, really grow spiritually, grow in friendship. And, a lot of things we've been talking about friendship, and it's wonderful to have a true friend and not just dream about having a friend, but Yolanda is really a really good close friend of mine. And so I want to read something in the light of the spirit of what we're doing right now. It says, being friends with you is terrific. Now I'm talking to you, Yolanda. You're my go-to, my go everywhere, do everything, tell each other things, like the same stuff. We like the same things. Also, she's one of the cruising divas, if I never mentioned that before. Let me just put that out there first, okay? Even if we're together or apart, we can pick up wherever we left off. Being friends, being ourselves, being comfortable around each other, having fun, doing whatever. Couldn't wait to do anything better. Always and forever friends. And I thought that would be something, that really expressed, my friendship with Yolanda. It's nothing really words can really say about having a true friend. So I want to say, and oh, wait, that's, you were talking about shopping. So it's got cute shoes for the platform, for this little plaque. So anyway, well, welcome, Yolanda.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Andy, thanks so much for the wonderful, encouraging words. I do value our friendship. You are one of my very, very good friends. And so I appreciate the heartfelt words. I was like, okay, I can't be crying on YouTube. So
Yes, but it's okay. We talk a lot about, how God has a plan. He put people in each other's lives, and it's so real. And I want women to have that real feeling of having true friendships that you can call at any time and talk about anything with, because you have that closeness. You don't have to put on airs. You know that you have a friend, a true friend. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate her taking this time out of her life to come and teach us some shopping tips. Because y'all know I'm not a professional shopper. I even share a story that we did, but we'll get onto that later. I'm one of these people. If y'all can see it, the little sign. And it says, when I get tired of shopping, I sit down and try on shoes. Now, the first part is true. I do sit down, but I ain't thinking about no shoes, right? So I do sit down. So we're going to learn a lot, a better way to shop, so we don't have to get tired and we can still look fabulous. All right, Yolanda, so you start a business, and you're going to be having a YouTube called Yoly's World. And I'm excited about that. How did you come up with that concept of Yoly's World?
well, I kind of thought what kind of channel I would like to have. And I wasn't sure, like, I didn't want to focus just on shopping. And by the way, I am not a professional shopper, quote unquote. But I wanted to share like my life, so kind of my world. So it encompasses many things, shopping. I watch and always watch your videos on A Sister's Trust. So it encompasses, just my spiritual aspect, spiritual growth, weight loss, travel. We travel, like you said, I'm a cruising diva, so we travel together. So it's kind of why you guys see this back here. We're going to talk about the luggage and so forth. There's a cute story about my travels with Angie to Vegas and our luggage. And so I wanted to just kind of have a channel that, just to share my world, my opinion on whether it's political or entertainment. So I didn't want to just have one thing. So I made sure to just make it about my world. So that's how Yoly's World came up.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And what I'm encouraged about that also is, we talk a lot about women having dreams. And you're a great example that you don't have to focus on just working, just taking care of family. You have a world and you realize, it's more than just taking care of people. You have your own interests. And we want to get back to women dreaming too. So that, I want you on here so you also be able to inspire other women, just like you inspire me. You inspire me by your character and the habits that you have. And I want to share it with the world and not just be selfish for myself, but actually share you with the world. So yeah, so we're looking forward to what you want to, talk to us about and teach us about.
Yeah, I'm a champion of women. So I think that women, I think that we can do such great things. We are, I think, intuitively already a multitaskers where we can take care of the home and the kids and the husband. And so I always want to encourage that we need to remember to take care of ourselves. We can't take care of our family if we don't take care of ourselves. So I learned that by experience, and I would say not necessarily the hard way, but I had to learn that, I had to take time to do the things that were important to me so that I can then give and be there and be present for the people that I love.
Okay. All right. Yes. Yes. So what made, like, even though with the shopping being one aspect of what you do, how did you get started? Like, what encouraged you to actually, you know, like the things that you do like?
Um, I think as women, we love fashion. Whether you have some women who really like clothes and putting outfits together, and then you have women who are like handbags, and then you have those who like shoes and so forth. I kind of like them all. I like clothes, I like the shoes, I like the handbags, and so that's kind of one of the things. I like to dress well. Even though I'm a full figured girl, and I think that full figured women should also have great fashion. So that's kind of how it kind of came about. You kind of have different people who like different things, but we all kind of like fashion. And so it's like you can shop for many different things. For me especially, I like clothes, I like shoes, I like bags. I mean, I can get a little, I can be a little much.
Okay. So with that being said, is it certain types of like since you do like those things, there's certain quality and certain things that you look for when you shop? Do you have like an idea of what you're kind of looking for? Or because there's a lot of things that's out there, but is it a certain particular that you look for when you go shopping?
Yeah, I just to say I do a lot of my shopping online now. Before, when I had the time, I would go to the mall and walk around and ooh shop. I call it ooh shopping, when you're just looking and saying, ooh, I like that, I like this, and not really buying, but kind of comparing. So now, even now with us, being in our homes, a lot of our shopping is happening online. When my father took ill, I had to kind of figure out how can I get things to me, and so I do a lot of online shopping. I read reviews. I think reviews are great, and I would encourage you, if you buy a product, to go out there and put a review, whether you think it's great or whether you think it's not so great, so that people like me can go and look and read and see what everybody's experience is, and then you can be like, okay, well, maybe this is a product that I may not want. Maybe this will happen to me. So I do a lot of comparing prices. I do a lot of comparing brands. We shop a lot on Amazon, and sometimes you have a lot of vendors or people who are selling the same thing. So that's when the reviews really are helpful, because then you can see what everybody's experience is. But basically, on the computer, I'm shopping to see what you have some brands that are obviously already have a legacy, like you have Coach and you have Dooney and Burke, and so you already know that these brands, they're quality.
Okay.
So you may have the history of a brand, but if you don't know the brand, then you can always go online. Google is amazing, and you should read reviews. One thing I say, comparison shop and read reviews.
Okay. 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 Well, that makes sense. I know, like, even when my husband buy things, you know, I would be, let's go, and he liked to read reviews. So that makes sense, you know. I just thought that he just liked to read reviews, you know, and because I don't like nothing negative. I don't want to, I just want to go and see whatever it is. But I guess if a lot of people say it's going to tear apart, or if it's got something bad, it can save you a lot of heartache with going back and forth and trying to exchange and sending it back through the mail if you take time to read the review. So that makes sense to me.
Yeah. Reviews are not always bad. That's why I say, if you purchase something, whether you're have a bad experience or a good experience, you should put a review out there, because sometimes you have good reviews, and so they're not always bad, but it's always good for people who shop online like myself, to that we're able to read whether the good and the bad. And if you have a lot of good reviews, then you're like, oh, okay, that kind of helps to stand behind your purchase.
Okay, okay. So what about prices? Do you stay in a particular price range when you're looking for a certain item, or how does that work for you when you are a shopper? Now I'm thinking, when I think of a shopper, that means that they have a lot of items. So I'm wondering if prices is that a big deal? The price of these items, you know, is that prices versus quality, quantity, how does that all fit together when you want to have the quality and then you want to have the quantity at the same time?
Yeah, price definitely plays a role. I sometimes would go, not sometimes, but I'll go to a retail store like a Walmart website or a Target website or a website like that, and I'll see what is that price there. I'll Google, and you'll have the product pop up with different prices. So you kind of have an idea of what the value is or what the price is for that item. And so when you go on other websites, whether it's Amazon or Wayfair or so forth, then you can be like, oh, okay, they're falling within the same price. But I am an advocate, or not necessarily an advocate, I will pay for something that's quality. It's the reason why all of my handbags are Dooney and Burke. They're quality. They've been known to have quality product, and of course, I really have put my purses through the test. My husband used to work at Wilson's Leather, and so he was the one who always would say, honey, quality over quantity or item, because I may pay $200 for a bag. That bag is going to last me forever. And so then, rather than paying $40 for a bag at Walmart or at Target, have it last me 6 months, and then I have to buy another one, which was my experience, which is why he said you need to buy better quality purses, because he's like, you continue to buy all these low quality purses, and when you put what I spent on all the little purchases of the purses, I could have just bought one good one.
Okay, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. So now I know firsthand that you have quite a few of those quality purses. So there's that when you start getting like the different colors. I mean, because none of them gonna tear up. I mean, you could probably have that one for 10 or 20 years. But so where does the quantity fit in to this whole role play? Does that mean do
Oh.
you just love them?
Okay, so when it came to my bag collection, is what I call it. When it came to the purses, I went by color. Like, I replaced my red bag, and then I bought a black bag, and then I went by color, and then of course you have to have double of some things. Like, I can have a large tote black bag, or I can have a medium sized black bag. Okay. So that's where the colors become the same. You're like, okay, I have this huge red bag. Oh, I need a smaller little hobo bag. So that's where it changes, where you might have more than one color. But for me, it started by replacing all the colors of purses I had. So I replaced my black one, my brown one, my red one, my tan one. And then I said, okay, I'm going to get a green one and a purple one and a pink one.
Oh my goodness. They should really last double the time because can't really use them all. So that one bag that would have last 10 years. I mean, we talking about over 100 years worth of purses. But
Well,
a girl do have to look good with fashion. I get it. I get it.
well, I would say if you have a collection, and my collection is compared to some of the sisters that are on YouTube. You have the Dooney Attic and so forth. These women have humongous collections. I do switch my purses around because why have them if you're not going to use them? And so that's where you have to be conscious of your needs and your wants. Just because I want it, but if you're not going to use it, it's going to be in your closet, then you know what, you can spend that money somewhere else. So I rotate like every 2 weeks, something like that. You'll see me with my pink bag, and then I'll switch and so forth. So I would say if you're going to be collecting your purses, especially, and shoes, that you rotate them.
And that's what I was sitting here thinking. When you rotate your purses, that means you got to have shoes to go with them, unless all your shoes are black. So do you have the colors to go with the shoes and the purses? You got to match them together?
Okay, well, in the past, women used to always match their purse with their shoes. And women still do that. They still will match their purse with their shoes, but that is no longer a fashion necessity.
Okay.
So just because I have a pink purse doesn't mean that I have to have pink shoes. So like I said before, yes, it was like women had the purse and the shoes matched. But now it's not, you don't necessarily have to match it. So that's when you can have all the different colors, and you can wear tan shoes, nude shoes, black shoes.
Okay. Well, I'm noticing that you have all that nice luggage behind. Why don't you tell us about some of that, your luggage that you got going on?
Okay, so first of all, I started buying luggage. I had a set of luggage, and my mom decided to go on a trip, and she came back with a different luggage and not mine. And I was like, where's my suitcase? And she's like, oh, I left it in Philadelphia because it was too small. And I was like, Mom. And she's like, well, it's not like it was part of a set. And I was like, it was part of a set. Okay. So then I had to start over with my set purchase. All the luggage you see here is from Joy Mangano, and I purchased them off of HSN, which is the Home Shopping Network, which is one of the places where I do a lot of my purchases. So this was my first purchase. If you see, I like her bags for this reason too. Let me move this here. Okay. See, this is the inside of the luggage. Inside, I have little drawers that come out. You see that?
Okay. Yeah.
So I can put clothes in here and then put it in the luggage. Or I can take these both out and just use it as a regular suitcase. Okay. So I really like that. So all of her bags have the drawer system where you can use the drawers or not use the drawers. Okay. So I purchased this bag first, and it came with this tote, which I thought was very cute, and I used for business too. I used to use it for work. Okay. So that was my first purchase, and then I thought, what's my husband gonna use? And I was like, okay. So I bought it black so that he's able to use it. But I liked it so much that I went ahead and bought it in red, because that's my favorite color.
Okay.
So I have those two, and then the one back here is the family one. So Angie and I went on a trip to Las Vegas. We did a couples trip. We had so much fun. We encourage you guys to travel with your girlfriends, do couples trips. Join us for our Cruising Divas. We go every year. It is so much fun. Yes, and yes, you can go on vacation. Tell them, Angie.
Yes.
So definitely save for your girls trip and then do a trip with the hubby. So when we went to Vegas, Carrie was carrying all this luggage and he was like, why don't we have just one? So this is my travel with my husband set. You see the big one back here, which is a 28-inch, and then you have the smaller one. And then that one came with this little tote.
Okay.
So that's kind of what I use when it's like Daryl, me, and my son. And so I love this little tote so much. They had a weekender, so I bought a bigger tote.
Oh, okay. I told you guys, this is a shopping professional. Yeah.
So sometimes when I travel, I'll do the bigger one with this little one because this one holds more. I can put my blow dryer in here and so forth. So this little one doesn't really get, she doesn't get much love.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
So that's the big set. And then my favorite set is the hard-sided. Angie experienced having a hard-sided luggage when we went on this last cruise, right, Ange?
Right, I did.
Yeah, you were able to fit more stuff in it, you said?
My sister-in-law let me borrow hers. And it was so much better than when you have the what is it, the regular cloth type, because the hard side, it already had room that was already made to be able to do extra. So that when
Correct.
you old fashioned trying to push everything in, and I didn't have to do none of that.
Right. So these back here are, like Angie said, cloth, or they're made of this tough material, which is why I like Joy Mangano, because they're made of this tough tech material that is hard to puncture, because when you check these bags, some of these people in the airport, they be throwing your stuff, and so you need something that's gonna take a beating and still look good. The reason why I went with color is so that you can be easy for you to find it too in the airport when it's going through the wheel. You're like, oh, that's mine, the burgundy one or the red one, and so forth. I have my favorite one is the blue one, which is the hard-sided one, which Angie had to experience, and it's this one. And it has the same compartments as these have, but it has for you to put it on both sides, which is what Angie experienced. You had the capability of putting it on both sides. I love it so much. It came with this little bag. And you see how small this little bag is?
And it's cute, stylish.
It's cute. It's like a little purse too. You can use it as a little purse, which I have never done that. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm gonna have to use it. But it had also a weekender bag.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Yeah, so I purchased this one because look, it has this thing in the back where you can put the belt from the arm from the luggage through there. So, because sometimes the suitcases or your little carry-on bag falls off your suitcase. This right here gets to keep it in place, and plus it's a pocket. So this is kind of where I put my boarding pass. There might be some. Oh, there's a little thank you card, because when we go on cruises, I leave a thank you card for my people who take care of our room. So when you like something, I would encourage you to purchase it if you can. And if you're going to travel, have something that you can take and look good by yourself, the little blue one, or something you can look good with your whole family, burgundy set.
Well, I could see that whole thing about the quality, because I know from my experience of just buying a suitcase and not really thinking that much about how long the suitcase is going to last, but just really thinking about what I need it for. So, and then it don't last. Like that last suitcase when we did go to Vegas, even my husband was like, we're gonna have to get some new luggage. I was encouraged that he wanted to take another trip. I was stuck on that part, but the fact that he even noticed the luggage, like it actually just fell apart. I think it was actually done for when we made it back. They threw that thing around so much that yeah, it was no, I think the zipper started having problems and everything, but we made it
Yeah.
back in one, we did make it back, but it hit this the garbage can when we, got
Yeah.
home. But the cool thing about, sitting here listening to Yolanda about her shopping tips, one thing I really took away from that was that burgundy idea. Now, if you guys notice, she had like a little smaller burgundy bag that she said not really getting any love. That means that I got to come over and pick it up, right? I mean, y'all heard that. I heard it. And another thing, I always tell Yolanda when she goes shopping, I said, being there with friends, when you buy one, you buy two, so we both can have one. I don't see two sets of nothing up there. That one extra burgundy bag that's calling me for my accessories because I'm the person that loves makeup. It was burgundy because she's gonna keep that one. I know she is. So yeah. So I really appreciate you, Yolanda. Really taking time with us and sharing your tips, and it really defined why we do need quality, right? And even though we like quantity, which is okay if we can, it's in our means, but the quality and knowing that when we purchase something that it's gonna last. And then, it ended up being, far as the money wise, better because you don't keep buying the same little small area, which you could also surpass that price if you keep purchasing the same thing over and over and over, right? And so if you
Correct.
take time and buy the quality, then we can, and then make sure, look, you're going to buy something, make sure it's cute at the same time. You're going to spend
Correct.
that money, you know.
Yeah, I think presentation is everything. Definitely get the best value for or the best bang, like we say, for your money.
Mhm.
And so quality is definitely up there and should be like one of the top things you look for when you buy a product. But like when it comes to luggage and things like that, we're women. We want to look good. We don't know who we're gonna see. We don't know where we're going. From one minute we can be at the grocery store and get that call and be like, oh, you have to be at your job or you have to be, at a meeting. And so you definitely want to always be presentable. You always want to have something presentable, even when you travel. I went to Chicago with my blue bag and my friend was like, whoa, that's a nice luggage. You need to leave that here. And I was like, no, but that's the compliments you want to get. You want to have somebody say, oh, that's nice, because we always want to put our best foot forward. You just
Right,
never know when opportunity is knocking. You should always be ready.
right. And you never know, you might run into that designer and you got their bag, right? So that's what you
Yes.
said. And you don't want to just have a cute bag. You got to have a cute outfit. So hopefully we'll have Miss Yoli back on here and we'll talk a little bit more about shopping because you have you got to be able to accessorize to go with these cute bags. We talked about
Yes.
using a person. So we need to talk about where she get the outfit from and more things with shopping, and even though she's going to be doing different aspects of her show, which I will be putting in the description at the bottom. So you can also check out Yoli's World. And this is like her kickoff to get her thing started. And so her name is Yolanda Lyles. And so I'm just, like I said, she's one of my great friends. And, we do a lot together and we do church together. And so I have the 411. I just started using that word last night. So I have the background. I can call it any time for the shopping tips. So it would be also, you got your turn to, just learn a little bit about her, learn about her channel, be able to subscribe and ask her questions. And, let's just have a little bit of fun as women. Don't just live and exist. Let's have some fun girl time. So again, Yolanda, thank you so much for coming on here. I've been excited about you coming, and I know everybody else excited too because I've been talking about you like forever. They probably were starting to think, this person it exists. She's real. Y'all see her, right? As my friend. But you did an awesome job. I just so appreciate you so much in your heart and just really telling us about quality. And even when you was talking about taking time to do the reviews, it made more sense to me listening to you about it versus just thinking about what if that person looking about something negative or what are they looking for, but using it in another direction of really helping you to make a better decision. So thank
Thanks, Angie.
you're welcome. And thank you guys for joining us again on the Sisters Trust. And we'll see you next time. Okay, y'all all have a great evening. Bye, y'all.